Hello everyone, and welcome to the Chris Mojo Show. Today I'm going to take you to a hidden gem. We call it a hidden gem because it's one of the oldest national museums that is within the Nairobi CBD. Not very many people know where this place is located, but if you know Nairobi Railways, the station, the headquarters, if you are there, you cannot miss it. So yeah, this is the route that leads to the museum, and it's been a minute since I was here. These roads are well paved, modern walkways, and even the walls have very beautiful murals. Yes, this is a very ideal place for those in the creative industry, people who are looking to shoot movies, music videos, and even plays. They can be done here. As you can see, it's a modern mix. It's a mix of modern arts, and the trees have been maintained. You can see they're old trees, so these are very good place. You can even skate. So as you can see from the fence, those are the locomotives they used to use before. Yeah, so they are stationed here. I must say we really enjoyed the walk from the gate all the way into the museum. This is the picture you get when you're walking inside, and it's therapeutic, to say the least. So yes, if you find time, this is a place that is worth visiting. You can come with friends, you can come alone. It's a very quiet place, and I would recommend 10 out of 10 that you should visit. If you're an artistic person, if you're a person who loves art, historic events, this is the place to come to. Right, so right at the entrance, you're supposed to check in. You pay an entrance fee of 200 shillings if you are local and above 18 years old, and then you can enjoy the facilities. You can decide to start from the inside or from the outside. As for us, we started from the outside. Right at the gate, you can see this is the 301. It was used in the movie Out of Africa. I'm sure most of you are familiar with this movie. So this is one of the locomotives that were used in the movie Out of Africa, the 301. This museum was officially opened in 1971 by the British. It was initially the East African Railways Service, now modern day Kenya Railways. So these are the old tracks from the 19th century. If you can see, they are very rusty, but they've maintained their quality all through the years, over 100 years. So this is from the outside. All what you're seeing here is a representation of what used to be the old railway station service. This is the headquarters, as we mentioned before. What is here is a representation of what was actually one of the first trains that was used across East Africa. That's from the port of Mombasa to Uganda, the port of Kisumu, all the way to Uganda. Remember, this railway was built from 1895. It took about 5 years to complete this whole railway from Mombasa, Kenya to Uganda. So if you take an up close look, these are the wheels, and they are purely made of steel. They are worth so much. They're very heavy. You bet they are like thousands and thousands of tons. This is the steam locomotive, one of the oldest, the first trains to be used in Kenya. It used to use charcoal. Later on I'll show you. That is, on the other track is the steam engine itself, whereby people used charcoal to heat the steam so that the train could move. It was a very ancient thing to do, but hey, who can blame them? It was the 19th century, but they still had a way. These are the coaches, and right here you can see the benches where people used to sit as they wait to board the trains. These are the coaches as they are labeled first, second and third. This is how they used to look like. Inside they're just pretty what is today's train, but a bit ancient, not compared to today. This is also one of the steam engines. As you can see, it used to seat only 2 people, the captain and the co-captain. Not very many people are familiar with this museum. It is not very widely advertised by Kenya Tourism Board, but it's a very good place to come and learn a bit of history on how we as a country developed. It's because of the railway station that Kenya got to be where it is today. So this is one of the rooms inside the museum. Well, this is a show. In this room you get to see some of the boats from the ancient times and what they used to do. These boats were docked at either the port of Mombasa or the port of Lake Victoria. So if you get to see up close, there is a representation there and explanation of what these boats used to do. These are all from the 19th century. I'm pretty sure you can't find this anywhere else other than the Railways Museum. This is an old map of what used to be the East African Protectorate ruled by the British. This is the modern day Kikuyu station. These are one of the oldest seats, leather seats, all the way from the 19th century. All of them, all these artifacts here represent what our colonial masters used for communications. These are old typewriters, old calculators, which cannot be found anywhere else other than the National Railways Museum. I'm telling you, this is a place that if you haven't been to, you should definitely check. Should definitely put on your bucket list, because it takes you back. Everything in this room is from the 19th century and they are preserved here at the Nairobi Railways Museum. I was lucky enough to be here, and so should everybody else who wants to really learn of how people used to communicate what was. Every bit of artifact in this room is from the 19th century, and they've all been preserved by the Railways, Kenya Railways Corporation. This is one of the boats, one of the ships that was on the Indian Ocean. If you come here, you get to get a history of who it used to carry, of who it carried, and why it is made this big. These are some of the oldest seats that were used by the British colonialists. This place is full of history, and I recommend that you really should come and visit this place. So much history to learn of how our country has developed over the years since the arrival of the British people. And what they brought to our country. I must say this museum is a bit biased because all what we are seeing here is what was used by the colonialists. It doesn't really say so much about what the African did in the development of this railway. But like I said, it is a museum. It was initially of the British, but this person who came up with this idea was also British to set up the museum, which was later handed over to the Kenyan government, that is the Kenya Railways. We get to enjoy this. We get to learn what it was like to be in the 19th century. Well, it is really a place that you can come with your friends, with your partner, with your child, and you get to learn a lot. For those who are looking to host a small event, small birthdays, of course you'll part with a fee to be in the premises, but you'll be in the presence of history. You will be in the 19th century, and I think everybody deserves to enjoy this. So on the walls you can see the modern day railway station headquarters, still as it was in the olden times, improved but under the same premises. So overall, out of 10, I would recommend that you should visit this place, and it will be worth your while. On the wall you get to see the man-eaters of the Savo, the famous lions that really ate human beings. Prehistoric. This is such an epic place to come to. These are the representation of the trains that were there during the 19th century. All were steam engines until we graduated to another single gauge railway, which was taken over, which was renamed the Kenya Railways, and brought in some improved trains. This is what used to carry the charcoal that was used to produce steam, used to heat the water that produced the steam. This is what used to carry the charcoal. This is another one of the engines. This was the 20th century engine that used diesel. Up to today, most of the engines are using diesel. The old steam engines were phased out. Now we have diesel and petrol, but mostly diesel. The current railway station was opened in 1929. And over onto the new room, whereby we get to see the standard gauge railway line that was introduced to us by the former president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta. This is a modern train that was built by the Chinese. It is called the standard gauge railway line, whereby this is a bit wider. It can carry a lot of load. It can travel at faster speeds. It was built in a period of 3 years by the former regime. It is much faster, carries more load, it's more modern, and it is where the modern day transportation is headed to in terms of cargo movement and all that. Until next time, see you and visit the Nairobi Railways Museum.